No matter which brand you drive, keep them running like new with Hotshot Super Everyday Diesel Treatment. Link below.
Welcome to the Mr. Pickup Trucker podcast. It's Monday, and if you guys haven't paid attention, we're having them every Monday, 6 o'clock. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the videos. Leave comments, ask questions. We'll do our best to answer them. And if you are interested in RVtransport, send me or Justin an email. Mine is the transporter at the transporterinfo at yahoo.com. Justin is cows and campers at mail.com. And we'll help you. We'll help you figure out what you need, how to not spend money you don't need to get started, all that kind of stuff. And, what company you might need to go to for the situation you're in.
Yes.
It doesn't always mean, every company is right for every person. It has a lot to do with you, your truck, your location, CDL or not, all that. So,
listen,
anyway,
if you're going to use us as a referral, send us an email so we know you're coming, okay? Please.
Yes. And if you've signed up in the last few months for either one of us and you haven't talked to us yet, you need to send us an email so we know who you are, where you are, and, we want to know. So,
yes. Yeah. And
anyway.
also, if you are trying to get started and you don't have the money to go buy a bunch of brand new stuff, we've been buying stuff, okay? We have some stuff. We've got some hitches. We got some mud flaps. We got some fire extinguishers. We got some fuel tanks. We have some pieces in stock ready to go. Okay? Used. Nothing's brand new. It's all used. And, don't show up in a brand new truck. Expect us to cut you a deal. But if you're trying to get started, and you're trying to get by on a skinflint, why, let us know and we'll help you out. Okay? And the same goes if you're getting out and you got some good used equipment and you're not looking to get rich, let us know and we'd be glad to purchase it and spread the good word.
Yeah. So, today we got Mr. Todd from Wisconsin, another Wisconsin guy. I always say Wisconsin, gotta say it like that. Todd signed up with Foremost how long ago?
Oh gosh, January.
Okay, it's the first of the year, so he's gonna share a little bit of his story with us and some knowledge, Todd. So
some knowledge.
You got 1 hour. You got 57 minutes. Go.
Oh. Well, hey, first, the Jedi Master Justin and Obi-Wan Seth, thank you. But Seth, we got to deal with some issues with Justin here. We got to talk about something first before I start. So 2 weeks ago, PJ was on. Seth, you were making a delivery, or actually you were meeting somebody in Wisconsin. You stopped at a gas station and you're going to meet somebody. Well, Justin just made these comments as you got out of the vehicle. He said, you're meeting a lot lizard. Well, guess what? I've been called a lot of names before, but I'm the lot lizard that he met. So, Justin, my wife yesterday was calling me a lot lizard. So thanks a lot, Justin. So, oh gosh.
Yes.
I am the ugliest lot lizard that there ever could be. So anyway, oh my
Shoot.
gosh.
Good
Anyway,
stuff.
so yeah, whatever. Don't forget, you're recorded. We heard that stuff. We went and checked afterwards, and she goes, "Did he call you a lot lizard?" Yes, he called me a lot lizard. He just didn't know it. So anyway,
Shoot.
I suppose I should get into me a little bit about me. I'm 61 years old. I've had 2 careers already. This is my 3rd. I'm going on. Something I've always wanted to do. I'm married. I've been married 38 years to my sweetheart. Like I told Seth, she must have been blind and temporarily crazy when she met me, because I don't know why she married me. But she's a sweetheart. 2 boys, 2 grandchildren. Born and raised central Wisconsin by it's Mosinee, paper mill town. But I lived for a while on a farm. For a while, we lived up in the northern range in Iron, Minnesota. I don't know if you know where that's at. North of Duluth. My dad used to drive a train from the iron ore mine to ships, and he'd deliver. He like the Edmunds Fitzgerald, if you know what that is. Ships like that. He'd deliver that every day. He got tired of that. We moved back to the farm in the Wausau area, small farm, Justin. It just 24 cows milking, but it was great as a kid. You're just 180 acres to play on and all that good stuff. Learned how to work, bale hay, all that good stuff. Loved the military. I always watched stuff on the military. Got to meet one of my heroes when I was a kid, Pappy Boyington, Baba Black Sheep. If you guys are probably too young to know what that show was, but that was in the 70s. Met him at the Oshkosh Air Show. So I joined the Army. I wanted to join the Army. I always did. I became an MP. That's a military policeman. It's not just cop work. We do tactical stuff too, but did that. Mosinee, where I'm from, was at the time around 2,000 people. I think it's about 3,000 now. My first duty station was West Berlin. West Berlin had a wall around it. I worked at Checkpoint Charlie, Russians all around us, all that good stuff, all the bad guys and all that. 1980, January 84, I went there. Something interesting I kind of wanted to bring up is when I worked at Checkpoint Charlie one time, the Russians would come and check in with us when they went into our area, and they stopped, and they were the guys that spoke Russian were talking to each other, and this Russian private came and stopped and looked at me, and I looked at him, and we looked at each other, we waved at each other, smiled. We're standing real close. I'm like, wait a minute, these guys are just like us. So I kind of learned a little bit. You're 18 years old, you're told all these things, and so that was kind of neat. After that, I got stationed at Fort McCoy here in Wisconsin, met my wife, so that was a pretty good assignment. Met her, went to Korea, went to Fort Bragg after that. Believe it or not, I used to jump out of airplanes. That was 100 pounds ago. Deployed a bunch of times, Sinai. Yeah, it was 100 pounds ago, Seth. Yeah, I know. They didn't make they make cargo chutes for dropping trucks and stuff, but they didn't use that on me. Anyway, the Berlin, like I said, there, Bragg. After Bragg, they punished me and sent me to recruiting. That they force you to do that. That's where I was actually north of where Seth's from. I was a recruiter. A lot of farm boys from southern Michigan. I wanted that because people I could talk to. Good assignment for some things, meeting the people. So I was all over the place. I trained troops. I went to Alaska, Fort Benning, Georgia. That was rough. And every one of these places I went, I met people, and they're my friends for life. West Berlin, Bernie. He was my roommate in West Berlin, 1984. Well, these are all people I meet when I'm driving now. When I do loads, I'll take a load in Pennsylvania. That way I can see Bernie. I just got back from a load to Georgia. I drove over to North Carolina, and I saw my buddy Ernie. He was from West Virginia. He was my second roommate. I don't know what it was in West Virginia, but Ernie was best man at our wedding. He says he's still the best man, is what he tells me. My wife just met with Sheila. Sheila and Jason were Fort Benning with me. So these are all friends. So part of this job, when I did it, I wanted to go meet. You know, you do the drive, you do the mission, the job, and then I'd go visit my friends, and I'd come back and go pick up another load. So yeah, my wife, just Sheila and Jason. Her husband Jason was a Special Forces colonel. We met at Fort Benning. He was just a peon back then. He's 6, then he retired a colonel. So yeah, we met a lot of people. Station Alaska, Donovan and Joe. Donovan I saw at the VA last week ago. And Joe is a guy in Ohio. When I did the dreaded run to the place we don't like to go to in Ohio, I stopped back on the way back and met him and met Joe, and we ate supper together. So yeah, I've been all over the place. Another thing, I talked about the Russian when I was in the Sinai. Right outside, we were at the bottom of the Sinai Peninsula. It's a peacekeeping force, and I'm on patrol, and I saw kids eating from a dump. They were in the dump eating our garbage. You know, so all these people that whine about how horrible America is, they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. You know, these kids in these foreign countries. I went to my cousins in Poland when we were stationed in Germany. That was one of my last duty stations. Berlin was the first time we were in another place. If they just don't have a clue how things are other places. So that was a good thing. Farm boy from Mosney, Wisconsin, and I got to see these different places, and you know, got kind of affected your worldview on how things are. It ain't so bad here, and actually it's really good here, to be honest. So the next thing, I got out 2005. I started working at the VA, Veterans Affairs. Interesting. I was a police officer there. Almost 20 years there, 15 years as a cop. 1 year I worked in the homeless program. That'd be a talk right there. And then the last 4, I was a physical security specialist, access control and stuff. And then when I got done there, I put in to come here and start working.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot. That's a wow. You've been.
Well, I could have talked longer. I got more stuff than that. But
Yo.
Well, that was 2 minutes. You got 58 to go. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's just when I was in Michigan, when I worked, we lived in Battle Creek on Old Fort Custer, and I worked out of Kalamazoo. Actually, it was a portage station, Kalamazoo. I recruited guys in southern Michigan is where I worked out of, and I wasn't the best recruiter. I was a little bit too honest. I just the first 2 guys I put in. Here's a story to go with it. It was Jason and Scott, and I'll leave these 2 guys. 2 guys from Portage. Portage Northern High School is where they went to. They're my first 2 recruits, and they wanted to join the Army. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? You know, and he goes, we want to be infantry. I'm like, do you know what that means? I said, infantry are the guys that hump and they have the rucksacks in their back, and they are the fighters. They're the first line fighters. Yeah, that's what we want. I said, you sure? I said, okay. I said, you sure? And then their dad was, I met their dad, one of their dads. Actually, I met both their dads, and he was a Vietnam vet, and I'd look at their dad, and he kind of, yeah, that's what he wants to do. So they joined cohort. This was in 1991. They joined cohort, which means they go together. And these guys both went to 10th Mountain Division. I'm like, good. Well, that 10th Mountain Division at the time had never been anywhere. So I'm like, oh, cool. Well, guess where they went? If you've ever seen the movie Black Hawk Down, have you guys ever seen that or no? It's
Yes.
okay. Well, there's 3 units that are primarily in that movie. Well, 4 units actually. You got the Task Force 160. That's the helicopter pilots. You got Delta Force. Delta. That's the guys that were the couple of the heroes there, Shugart and Gordon, were killed. And then you got the Rangers. Then the guys driving the convoys were 10th Mountain Division. So my boys those boys were in the fight. They weren't boys, they're men, obviously. 18 years old, but they both did okay. I was thankful, scared to death. I didn't want anybody, them to get hurt. They're warriors, but you still don't want them to get hurt. And the funny thing is, at Fort Benning, Georgia, gosh, I don't know how many years that was. Oh gosh, 1998. Jason was a drill sergeant. I saw him. Hey, Jason's at whatever it was, whatever company it was. So I was on patrol in MP uniform, gun belt, and all that stuff. And him and I ate breakfast at the dining facility together. So I'm not afraid to meet the guys that I put in because I was honest with them. But that's kind of cool. That's a couple of my guys. I had other guys I had put in. I don't know what happened to them, but I'm proud of what I did there. Yeah, I was proud of that deal. That was a good deal with those guys. Okay. 50 minutes, Seth?
So you would go right to the schools to recruit? Is that how that works?
Yeah, well, so, I bet you it's got to be different now, the way these teachers are now, or the counselors. But my first group I had of schools, they had different schools assigned to us. So I had Decatur, best school I dealt with. I had Lawton. That was the worst school, not because of the people, but because of the counselor. She just was rude. And this is 1991. Everybody loved the military then, but you still had, you had different types that were there. Gosh, did Pawpaw have a school, Seth? I don't remember if Pawpaw. I think I had Pawpaw had a school. Yeah, and then I had Portage Northern, obviously. Okay. I think I had Schoolcraft too. Schoolcraft, Portage Northern, and then after a couple of years, I got a different group. I had Galesburg, Augusta, Climax, Scotts. Oh gosh, up Hastings, up by Grand Rapids. So I had that. So what it is you'd call. That stunk. I hated calling. And you do school visits, and eventually, somebody might come in, or they say, hey, when they said, yeah, I'm interested in it, and then they'd come down and you'd show them, and if they I'll use a term we used to use. If they were a rock with lips, they didn't do well on the scores, they're not going to get offered much. I mean, because it's, if you can't score enough to do certain things, they're not going to offer you I don't know, helicopter mechanic, it's just because you're not capable of doing it. I had another dose of reality there. I'm like, because I was country boy, had a guy come in from Michigan State. I'm like, oh man, this guy's good. I'm going to do real well with him. He scored the lowest of anybody I did. He was a football player. They must have just brought him in because he didn't. Oh my gosh. I guess because you went to college doesn't make you smart. And that could be an hour-long conversation right there. But yeah, again, it was recruiting. It was forced. But we have. I just met in Shipshewana a couple that we knew from up there that we met then. Jeff and Dawn. We met them down in Shipshewana and had ice cream and visited. And their Dawn's mom and dad, they were our mentors for church. They're from the Grand Rapids area, Dale and Denise. So we got a lot of good people we've met. Again, these are all people. I did 3 short runs up in Michigan. That way I could visit with those guys. Usually those are the runs people don't want to take, but I took them because I got to meet Dale and Denise and saw Dawn and Jeff and all that good stuff. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. It's a good thing. I got my notes written down. I keep seeing lot lizard on here and it's driving me nuts. I wrote that down. So just to get into this, when I was there, I saw the stuff with the campers. I'm like, okay, what's to that? And then my last duty station, I didn't really talk about this. When I came back from Germany, the Iraq war in Afghanistan was hot. So they have, I became a trainer. They sent me to reserve units. I was in Beaver, PA, which is by Pittsburgh, kind of off the Ohio River. And, but I was always at Fort Dix, New Jersey. and I was training troops, running lanes. That's where you teach them tasks. I was an MP, so I taught the guys that were doing our missions, going to Iraq and Afghanistan. Lost a bunch of them guys. Yeah, that was rough. But the on the way back from there, we come back home to Wisconsin. I saw all the campers. I saw that museum, the Elkhart thing, the museum, and all that stuff. And most of that, and then
RV Hall of Fame. Yeah.
And then yeah, and then I wanted to buy a truck for. We got a lot of Amish down here south of where I'm from. Actually, there's some around us now. So I wanted to possibly haul for them. I got a buddy that hauled for them. Because obviously some of them don't have, well, most of them don't have vehicles. There's a story to that. But I obviously started watching YouTube and met you guys. I started with Daniel. Daniel's still helping me today. I just got the oil analysis kit from I think it's Blackstone out of Fort Wayne. I saw his video. I ordered it. So I changed my oil today. I put it in there. I got to mail that out tomorrow. So Daniel's still helping, man. That's cool. Yeah. And I saw him, saw another guy, Traveling Tim. Learned a lot from him. I got my book next to me. I set up my book with all my stuff. Everything's in order. Everything's organized. That's nice for inspection. I know you've talked about that before, Seth. When that trooper or state patrol pulls you over, you show them that. Usually things go better because you got everything organized. Yes. He had a lot of stuff I learned from him. And then I saw Seth, Obi-Wan Livingston. And what sealed the deal with you guys is when you did that benefit for Daniel, and I could say this 100 times, and I know this could probably make you puke. I'm going to talk so nice about both of you guys, but that was some class stuff. I really appreciate it. And all I knew was I want to be associated with these guys. These are the kind of people I like. So there you go. I'm kissing your butts. But
we got you fooled, bud. We got you fooled.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw
Thank
that.
you.
I saw. Yeah, I appreciate it from you guys. But I saw Dan's service center, so I'm like, I'm going to go there. That's the kind of people, and that's the kind of people I want to work with. So I did call a bunch of I called 3 companies. I called Foremost, Wave, and Starfleet. And Foremost was the first one that called me, did all this stuff, and then Wave called me the next day after Foremost accepted me. So, and that's why I'm with Foremost.
That's what I like to hear.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry, I can't
part
hear
of
you. You're cutting out. I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard plenty of stuff you said about me. So anyway. Oh gosh. But yeah, what I like about, I gotta say with Foremost, I wanted to be with some smaller company. I didn't want to be just nobody. That's the way I was thinking. I'm 61. Well, I'm 61 now. I wasn't then, but I had to learn some stuff. Not that I didn't need to learn how to check a vehicle. I did that was part of the military. You did that in the military. You checked your stuff. I signed out when I did patrol. I didn't patrol all the time, but even your Humvees and everything else, you checked your stuff before you went out. You checked it when you get back. That's what we do here. You check your stuff. Well, some people do it. I don't think everybody does it, but you check your stuff. You check and recheck. I got checklists I have with me. I bring with me because I forget. I wouldn't want to forget my VIN number and get the wrong camper or anything. So
yeah, I don't know anybody that would do something like that.
No, hey Seth, I kind of busted on you, but what was it on Monday night? Monday night, I grabbed a camper. It was 10 o'clock at night. I do the Justin schedule. I don't do the Seth Vampire schedule. So it was 10 o'clock at night. I was picking up the camper, probably because I was meeting some guy at Love's. Makes me sound like a lot lizard again. But anyway, his name was Seth. I was meeting. But I forgot to put the chains on, of all things. I I picked it up, and all I did is drove over to the safety yard to sleep. And you know who caught it is another one of Seth's guys. It's Patrick. Patrick took care. Hey, man. I'm like, holy crap. So Patrick took care of me. He got a good guy, you know, and helping me out, telling me some advice. And
don't say that too loud. He's watching right now. He's commenting.
No, is he? Well, Patrick's a good guy, man. He helped me out. He told me, hey, how you should have this air conditioner that I had. Of course, I'm a man. I didn't listen until 5 a.m. Then I changed around like he told me to. But anyway, yeah, typical for me. Just ask my wife. Yeah, there's another thing that I like about it is the camaraderie with this job. It's great. The people are great. Like, look at the people we met at that meet. Oh my gosh, I got to meet Pastor Anthony. I got to meet him and visit with him. Gosh, what's the guy's name, Seth, that we met on Thursday that got the new truck?
Rick.
What's that? Rick. Okay, Rick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I met him and we talked, and I'm like, don't I know you? And we had talked there. There's a subject you could talk more about, Justin. Oh, when we saw his truck, Seth and I were both, I think we were both kind of drooling because you could sleep in that thing so well. It's used. Gosh, I would have saved $20,000 if I would have bought that, because like you guys are talking about the used stuff you guys have. I think it was $4,000 to almost $4,000 worth of stuff I had to buy to put in this truck. And I didn't buy everything used or new. I bought it new. So, it's, but he, met him. That was pretty smart with him. I thought that was a good idea. If I could do it all over again, I'd buy used. I'd do it that way. That's being honest. I bought brand new. So.
Yep. That's okay.
But.
That's okay.
Well, that's something Seth and I don't know you guys have questions on. I talk too damn much, but
you're fine. What'd you think of that get together we did?
I didn't answer something.
What's that?
What'd you think of that get together we did?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It was just my problem is I can't remember all the names. Talk to some of the guys from the is Op One Vet, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talked to some of those guys. I talked to them about the VA. That was interesting. Good conversation. Got to talk to, and I don't know, I can't remember. I apologize. I don't know Daniel's sweetheart's name, but she got to talk to her quite a bit. I hope that all turns out pretty good for Heart of a Helper thing there that she's got going on. Obviously, I met your sweetheart.
Yes.
I already knew Seth's tribe, but I got to meet his dad and obviously his mom, his mother-in-law. Gosh, just so many people. That's a good deal. It's a lot of work for you guys, I'm sure, to set that all up.
Yeah,
so
it was.
But
Seth wouldn't know I did it all. I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he can. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe he's just like, no, fuck that guy. So, are you finding a lane that you particularly like to run? Or?
You're talking.
Oh, he's trying to defend himself, Justin.
Yeah, he's trying.
Okay, so I'm not trying to do this. I mean, I know some people are doing this for their full-time job. I'm trying to do this every other week. So that's what I'm doing now. My wife's dad, he was a World War II vet, destroyer guy, and a great mentor to me, good Christian man, a very good influence. He used to say he had a semi-business. It kind of stuff you'd probably be interested in, Justin. He had only half a lung that worked. Well, that generation, okay, that only works. I'm going to find something I can do. So he ended up, a lot of paper mills used to be, a lot of them are closed where I'm from, but he had wood shavings from there in the lumber yards, and he packaged this So he dried them out, packaged it, and for all the turkey farms and chicken farms, he sold it for bedding. So that's what he did. And he talked to me about business. He goes, you know what? You run the business. Don't let the business run you. So you got to set your standard. You got to set your standards on what you want. When it comes to raising animals, I'm not the best at that. I always give everybody a deal. I'll raise pigs on the side, and I always sell them for cost. But
Yes. Yep. Me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. But I just love raising them because it's a family tradition. But anyway, so what my wife and I talked about was I leave at 5. It's whatever time I can miss the Chicago traffic because I cannot stand driving through Chicago. I leave at 5 in the morning on Monday, and I try to get back on Saturday at the latest or Friday. We're part of a church, so we help with the church, and then my wife and I volunteer on Sunday afternoons at the VA and push guys and gals to chapel, and it's kind of cool doing that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Lots of dementia patients and stuff like that, and we do that. So that's I want to make sure we continue to do that, and then I drive during the week. And like I said, part of my goal is to visit the friends that I visited cousins in Denver, my uncle in Duluth. I did a load up in Minot, I think it is, North Dakota. Minot, Wisconsin's where where Bigfoot or Sasquatch, where the beef jerky's made. I always screw that up. But so I've been all over the place for that. So that's the loads I try to do. One of the thing that Ryan said to me when we were over there getting my fuel tank installed, he was talking about these guys that only want the sexy runs, but they don't care about the Michigan, Ohio runs. And so I try to do a couple of them and help out, to do my part. So I try to do that. And I'll probably do that next week because there'll be a lot of people going to Oregon for these, the camper things they got going on, a camper show out there by, I don't know where it is, right around Portland somewhere. But so that's my routine. I try to, usually it's Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday.
Okay. All right. What kind of truck you got?
Okay, here we go. So I did a lot of research. It came down to Ford or Dodge. I saw what Seth had. I had a Ford. I had the 6.0. And believe it or not, I didn't have any problems with the 6.0. That thing was, I drove it to Alaska, hauled a big load up to Alaska up mountains. But it was, had the Wisconsin cancer. It was all, it kept getting better gas mileage because there's less of the body there. But anyway, so the cheapest vehicle I could find was, I didn't want to get high end. I ended up getting the 2500. The Fords, for what I got for this one, I think it was listed for 65. The Ford, I would have had to go at least, I think 80. I'm surprised it didn't have turning windows, the handles for the windows as low as they went down for it. I picked the Dodge for that. I knew this was the second year for this, for the transmission, I believe it is, and the engine, not the engine, but they have glow plugs again now on this one. Okay. So, I tested those out in January. Holy cow. Anyway, the maintenance, it's got like we were talking about before we went live, it's got the oil filter and the fuel filters up top. I figured that'd be easier. I'm not mechanical like you guys. I can do that. I rotate my tires. I can change oil and all that stuff, but I don't do the heavier stuff, the stuff I just don't know how. I have had, Seth knows this because I've whined to him. You spend that much money, you expect things to be perfect. You should be, right? Brand new. Yeah, it should be. So I bought it brand new. Here we go for this. My wife, we both retired at the same time. She took part of her retirement and helped me buy this truck. So Seth, you've met my wife. So either A, she loves me to death, or B, she wants me out of the house. So I don't know what you think.
She
Yeah.
walked out of the house.
I think we found the root answer to that one, bud.
Oh, okay.
She
Yeah.
she was buying her freedom.
Is that what? Oh God. She listens to every word you say. You're gonna pay for it if you say the wrong thing. But anyway, we bought this new. We bought a brand new. I didn't have a problem with it until I saw a recall. They had a recall on these 26s for the trailer. There's so the module is underneath the bed. Of course, it's under the bed because whenever you have work done, you got to pull your whole bed out. It's back there, and the antenna's up high. They have a problem with the trailer hauling module. Something to do with the module for that, meaning that your trailer, you could lose communication with your trailer, and the lights won't work, and I think the brakes and all that stuff. So that's kind of important for our job. So I'm like, oh crap,
Yeah.
I better get this in and get the recall going. Understand that I never had a problem. And of course, I take it in. They put a new module. What do you think happened? I had problems. I can remember the bunch of warning lights going off in I was in Three Rivers. I was doing one of those Michigan runs right up 131, and I'm like, crap. So I pulled over. I mean, I could see the lights are still on the trailer, so I'm like, okay, that's good. I did a check, and that light, I think it went off 4 times on that trip. That light. Took it back to them. You have to take it back while the light's still showing. Otherwise, they don't have a history of it. That irritates me. And every time I took it there, of course, I have to take my bed out. So that happened. I haven't had that. And I'm going to mess myself over. That hasn't gone off in a couple months. Then on a trip to Eugene.
Did they reprogram it again? Or
Well,
it just stopped doing it?
Well, they did an update and they said, "Oh, that should fix it." But that's the same thing the dealership says. I had an issue in Spokane, Washington, and Madison, Wisconsin. I had an issue down there, and we had to do update. I don't know why they didn't do that update. Well, I said, "What do I need, an update every month?" I'm not taking it to a dealership every month for an update. Yeah. And this is going to go into what Justin talked about last week. It doesn't take long to go over your warranty miles. Because the last time I went there to the dealership, I was at 36,041 miles. So I had to, that one came out of my pocket for the last one. I was in Eugene, Oregon. No, I was going to Eugene, and then I had a big red thing going off on my dash. Service your tire monitoring system, and it flashed my right rear tire. I'm like, crap, it's going flat, but I don't feel like it. Pulled off on an op ramp, pulled out the old manual tire pressure gauge. Well, it's still 72. Okay, that's good. What the heck? And I'm like, okay, like any computer, you restart your truck. Then 10 miles down the road, it turned off. Well, it did it like 5 times. Took it to a dealership. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why. They should have done this in the update. They didn't update it. I'm like, okay. Did that. That was Spokane, Washington. I made it as far as probably 2 hours down the road in Idaho, or an hour down the road, and it went off again. Went on YouTube myself. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I've checked a whole bunch of stuff, and in YouTube, and I'm thinking this. I'm hoping this is it. My wife had talked about it the other day on YouTube. One of the guys said, "Hey, check your fuses." He said, "I check my fuses. Almost every one of them are not seated." And sure enough, I checked my fuses. I'd say 80% of them weren't even seated. So I pushed every one of my fuses in. Yep, I'm brand new truck. They were almost sticking out. So I pushed every one of them in, fully seated them. And last week I dropped off in Georgia, went to North Carolina, visited the buddy in Wilmington area, which is right on the coast. Drove all the way back to Goshen, picked up a camper, dropped off a camper over here by me. Not one error message. So I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah, but overall it's been good. I mean, these aren't things that are showstoppers, but you don't pay that much money, and you shouldn't have those issues. So the tires are going good. I got the Firestones on here. I just rotated them today. Again, every 10,000 miles I'm rotating them.
Good idea.
Yep. The I'm coming up on the. Well, first off, they say it's life for my transmission. I'm at 42,000 miles right now. They say it's lifetime fluid in my transmission. Well, I'm like, I don't know about that. I used to change the tranny fluid in my Dodge Caravan when we had a Caravan back in the day. And I changed it I had a Camaro and a Vet and all that kind of stuff back when I was young and single. But anyway, I called the dealership. I said, hey, I'd like to change this fluid. He said, oh man, that's going to be expensive. I said, okay. The guy and I get along pretty good. He sells pigs. So that's what we talk about all the time is pigs. But anyway, he goes, you know how much that fluid costs? And I think it's a couple $100 for the fluid. And then he said, you realize that your filter pan, your pan has the filter in the pan. It's
What?
part of your pan.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll save up enough on this. I'm trying to make this self-sufficient. I'm not using our own funds. I had to pay back the business. When I got the original money, you want to have so much. Seth talks about this all the time. You need to have so much money ready. So I paid back. I paid back my accountant, otherwise known as my wife. I paid her back all the money that I've made. I always tease her. I said, how come I'm having to pay you back? I thought I'm part of us. I'm part of all that. And, but I have to pay her back. So, I mess with her about that all the time. But if she wasn't running the money, I wouldn't have any. So that's just part of our deal. But other than that, the truck's been good. Yeah.
Other than all that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying
yeah.
the glass is half empty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I didn't
I
know,
do have some subjects to talk to you guys about.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the filter being built into the pan. That's new one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AZ
I was
Pinstripe
checking.
said that Gino's garage has it, and it's about $180, and it's all in one.
Yeah, see, that's where I get my oil filters and all that stuff from them. Do you think I should do it myself? I mean, I can do it. It's not that hard, I wouldn't think.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get the. I did. Hey, I got some subjects though. We talked about beforehand. Is that right? I talked about Dan Service Center. I got to say more about them guys. They're fantastic. Ryan's fantastic. Gives you a lot of advice. Do not push them, because if you're having a fuel tank installed, you better expect half a day, because they do a good job and they check and recheck. They're fantastic. They're great. Insurance. That was one other thing I had written down for this. I did check on it, Justin. I've only been driving 6 months. I don't qualify for a different company.
Okay.
So that's got to be 2 years. I called. I can't remember the guy's name you told me. It was one of the guys that worked for Cliff. Well, not Cliff. It was a different guy. But
Taylor.
Taylor. Yep. And he was helpful. He tried. I said, well, gosh, I was driving as a cop for 15 years. Does that count for anything? And no, I don't.
So it has to be 2 years of commercial driving, not necessarily campers, just commercial driving. Good.
Yeah. One of the things I put down is rude dealers, on how to deal with rude dealers. So I got a caveat. Some of the guys that think they show up there and the world's supposed to stop for them, I get it. That's not the way the world works. The world doesn't stop just because we show up there. But I try to kill. I don't know about you guys. I know Seth has talked to me about one place in Ohio. I won't mention the name. But usually the ladies you call there are rude. I know they tell you got to be there a certain time. I know it's not just Foremost that goes there, because I had a buddy from I think Horizon that talked about them, and I know Seth had an incident with this person. I was thinking about a guy I dealt with, but the ladies are rude. You got to be there at 3:00. Don't show up more than 50 minutes late, or you're canceled. The next time I called, then it said you had to have a number. I called back. I said, hey, what's the number I'm supposed to have? This special number. Okay, well, this is your number. You didn't tell that the last time? I said, no, ma'am, I just need the number. I'm like, oh, here he comes. They're getting rude. So I wrote down the number. And she said, don't show up too early. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't show up too early. Don't show up too late. So I drive in the parking lot there, had to sit in two rest areas on I-75. That should be a hint where it's at. And I got there probably 20 minutes early. The young man runs out to me. Hey, you Todd? I said, yeah, I'm Todd. You can come in, come on in. And so I'm like, okay. So I'm a big boy. I get out of the truck. I said, I can come in early. You're not going to yell at me. And I got a military haircut. So, oh, no. I said, because you guys got a reputation, and then he laughed about it and stuff. So I kind of killed him with kindness. I thought that went well. But I had another one in Ohio that
I always call him
called
boss.
the day before, like, huh?
I always call when I get there.
What's
I always say, "How you doing, boss?"
Oh,
Yeah, I call him.
and
boss.
he's what 15, 10 years or 15 years younger than you? Okay, yeah. The near there is another dealership. I didn't hear anything negative about them, but I called and the guy goes, yeah, hey, be here at 9, and paperwork or 9 or 10. I think at 10 he said, but the paperwork says delivered from 11 to something. I said, you sure you want me there at 10? He said, oh yeah, be here at 10. So I pulled in there at 10, and the owner came out. He said, yeah, we've been waiting on this camper. He was all excited, and one of the things I try to do is improve my process each time. Maybe you call it kissing up. I don't care. But when I get there, I will open every door. I open every side door. I open the door, put the steps down. I have my clipboard here. I got the keys. I'll put right on there. I hand the clipboard with the BOL and the warranty paperwork. And, I'm trying to take the excuses away from being jerks. And they were decent. Yeah. They checked it. And then, so I walked in to get my paperwork. That's how we get paid, our second check. And they handed it to me, and it was signed and everything else. I'm okay. But I saw a big red circle, man, like I was back in school, some big circle that you're supposed to show up at 11. And I'm like, that was it. I had my paperwork, so I know I wasn't going to have a problem. So I kind of went at the lady a little bit. I said, I don't know why I need to be treated like a schoolboy. And, but why did they circle this in red? I said, I called yesterday. I was told to be here at 10. I was here at 10. And I said, if you guys have a communication problem, you need to talk among each other and fix this, because I come here when you tell me to come here. So that was the only incidents I have. I see it. Like I said, I see where some of us can be jerks, but I guess, yeah. But
they're dealing with
any other
all
stories
of us all the time. A bunch of people coming there rude, stinking, dirty, late, wanting favors, wanting to get in Friday at 4:30, so don't have to wait again. Yeah, sure they see enough schmucks.
Yeah, that's why I try to kill them with kindness, I guess. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you could have a whole episode on dealer deliveries, I'm sure. But
oh yeah, don't get me started, bud.
Yeah, I know I did the delivery up in North Dakota, and this kid, I bet you it was 1 minute he spent looking at it. I said, dude, you need to check this camper out. I mean, he was about 25 or so. I said, you need to at least look at it. I said, and I said, you walk around, you check this, you check that. I said, you can get stiffed. And I knew there was nothing wrong with it, but yeah, so you go from A to Z, I guess. You go from one end to the other. And again, I've only had 29 loads so far. So my first 2 months, I was still working for the VA. I just took a week's vacation in January for orientation. And then a week in February, I talked to my boss about it, so I can at least do loads before, so I could know what I was doing. The first load I did went to what the heck was it? Sauk Center, Minnesota, right on I-94 between St. Cloud and Alexandria. It was 6 below that night. And I didn't have a fuel tank. and I was dumb. I messed up, and I screwed up my fuel thing. I think it was 60% I spent on fuel. I guess 40% is about the right average. 40% on fuel, and the rest for single pull. And here's a good story. So I'm sleeping. I wear contacts. I pull my contacts out when I sleep, and I'm sleeping, and I'm sleeping at the a truck stop where there's right by the highway, and I hear clanging next to me. I mean, loud clanging, real loud clanging. I'm like, what the heck's going on? You kind of peek out with your window shades and look. I'm like, I can't even see nothing because I have no contacts in. And then eventually, this is going on for an hour. Clang, 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 clang. Well, guess what had parked next to me? A cattle truck. It was full.
Awesome.
It was full of cows because I heard. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that was an interesting night. And then but them poor cows were there at 6 below. So that kind of it's and they're probably going to market. So they had a little worse time ahead of them than me. But I bought a diesel heater after that. That goes through my back window too.
Yep.
So you got a fuel tank. I want to rat you out a little bit. You got a fuel tank, but then it was leaking or something. You told me.
Yeah. What had happened? It was just the seal. The seal on the top had leaked, so the seal had broke. And I went to Dan's Hitch, and Dan's Service Center, and I didn't know that. I drained the whole thing. I bought my neighbor helped me out. I drained the whole tank because you don't want to lose 80 some gallons of fuel. So we had a couple barrels from the local cranberry guys that are here. I'm surrounded by cranberry operations. We emptied we put it in two 50-gallon cans, and I went there, and then sure enough, it was just the seal on, it's kind of like a snowmobile. I don't know another vehicle that has it, that spinning one, but that's all it was the seal. So that wasn't that bad.
Seal on the cap?
Yeah, that's all it was. It would splash
Okay.
out. It looked worse than what it was. He pressure tested and everything. That's why them guys are golden at Dan's. Yeah. So actually, he gave me a new one and all that. So yeah, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, Ryan's a pretty good.
Another thing I had written down was health. Yeah, good people. Yeah, really good people. I wrote down something for health because I had an issue that one week. Just a reminder for new guys, you got to do stuff because you can't just sit in this vehicle and not stretch and not take a walk or something around the truck stop or all that kind of stuff. I was out for a week because my back was killing me. I got a gazillion pillows in here for back support and everything else. I guess that's just a reminder. Do you do anything, Seth? You walk or no?
Load, non-load, and that's about it. I don't.
You're just so young and studly. You ain't got a problem.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to eat better for one.
I see that. Yeah,
that's helped me a lot the last year. Because I did put on a lot of weight to start with, but just eat. Try to eat good. You don't have to be perfect. We all want a little junk food here and there and all that, right? But just don't eat triple quarter pounders every night, stuff like that.
I always eat my chicken muffins, Seth.
What is it?
I always eat my egg McMuffins that you tease me about. Yeah. Justin, I have chickens, so before I do a week's trip, I'll make a dozen or 2 dozen. We get eggs and I mix ham chunks, sausage, peppers, and onions, and I bake these muffins, and that's what I bring with me for snacks.
That's a good idea.
So, Seth teases me. He's kind of a bully,
He is a bully. So, he's rude. I don't even know why you like that guy.
I don't know why I like him either. Hey, but you know what? that boy has earned his $500 for me.
Uh-huh.
I probably have to start paying him for all the dumb questions I ask.
That's just part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not the only one. Don't feel special, bud.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, hey, I got to say this one. Another one I had on there is dispatchers. I hear people complain about dispatchers. I know the guy I knew that just got done with Horizon. He loved his dispatcher. I think Angela's fantastic. I think if people are idiots if they think that she's going to jump out her butt to find something for them in the same day. I mean, treat people how you want to be treated. They're scrambling. Dispatchers, again, she's fantastic for me. I needed to get to out west for I had a men's conference I was going to out in Washington, and kind of a church thing. And she found me. I said, if you get something somewhere anywhere near that, or I'd be glad. She goes, today? I said, no, that's not for a couple weeks. And she found it. You just got to give her the time, and they'll find something, something close. But I mean, she said, yeah, people don't, she'll talk to me about stuff. I'm like, she's been fantastic to deal with. Fantastic. Never a problem.
Yeah.
So treat your dispatchers right. I had dispatchers work for me in the Army and in the VA, and don't treat them people like garbage. I don't see any problem with our dispatchers in Horizon or in Foremost. Wow, that was bad. Foremost. So.
Yeah.
www.foremostrantsport.com.
just mention Seth.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Todd, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and you helped us a lot during our get together. We ain't forgot that.
No timeouts, no cutting the throat, or for me to shut my mouth, huh?
No, you did good. You did good, man.
Okay.
Good.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't get that. I'm glad I didn't drink that Diet Mountain Dew my wife gave me, because I'd be still going.
Well, you helped us a lot there on our get together, and we appreciate it, and we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. That we can't thank you enough.
Yes.
Yeah, and don't forget please don't forget. Let us help you do those events. It's fantastic what you guys are doing. Let us help, because I pestered Seth a bunch of times to help. And he seemed wanted. Well, that's right. He didn't do anything. You did everything, Justin. But anyway,
right. Justin showed up. Where do you want me to park?
I got pictures of him preparing food, so I know he did a little bit more than that.
A little bit of something or another.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Awesome. For a good cause. Yeah, too.
Yeah. September, I think it's 19th and the 13th, maybe.
Yep.
Saturdays. One's going to be at Dan's, and the other is going to be at Ace.
Yes.
And it'll be 2 weekends in a row. So try to make both work, or one or the other, or whatever. Yep. They're going to feed us. They're going to put it on. We just have to show up. It should be a good time, and they're going to do. I don't know what their plans are for sure. We got to get more information on that. But
I was at Ace on Friday, and Shannon is working on it. Now, I have not talked to Ryan. I'll probably try to call him later this week and see what he's thinking. Maybe here. Yeah.
And me and Justin have a trip coming up.
We do.
Possibly together. And you guys want to stay tuned for that. It's going to be an adventure.
It's just going to be an adventure.
It sounds weird. It sounds really weird.
Hey, we're not talking about lot lizard stuff.
Oh, okay.
Our wives are going.
Yes.
If that tells you anything. So it should be a good time. But
it'll be interesting.
Pump out some videos while we do it. the
Yep.
best we can. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how Seth's going to do it. He's not going to have any internet, but I got Starlink, so I'll be able to make videos, and his will just come in when he gets home.
I'll get your password, Bub. Hey, what's your password? Foremost Transport, number 1?
No.
No.
It's Wave Express is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. See about that. Somebody might be advertising for somebody else in that trip.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time, and we appreciate everybody that's watching and subscribing, and we're really having a lot of success, and we couldn't do it without everybody that's paying attention. So thank you. It is very humbling, and yeah, I got no way to thank y'all. Okay, I got no way to thank y'all. So anyhow,
Thank you.
yes.
See you next
All right.
Monday.
Yep. We'll see y'all next Monday. Be safe out there,
Thanks.
fellas.
Tired of no one believing you? DOT stops for following too close? Don't feel safe when you're parked overnight in a seedy truck stop? Get your Wolfbox today. Link below.